Senator Biden of Delaware.
Senator Biden, welcome to the Advocates.
Thank you. Good to be here. Senator Biden, it's nice to have you here. As the youngest member of the Senate, the one, therefore, who may expect the longest career there, I wonder if you'd say to us, since it's clear that you're not corrupt and you got elected, why should people think that the system produces corrupt results when there you are?
Well, I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt, but thank you for that, though.
All the way in the back, blue sweater.
Special interest groups and their pervasiveness in Washington, D.C. really bother me. Do they bother you?
They bother me a lot, and that's why I only have raised $10 million. It's kind of a problem, you know what I mean? Look, folks, you all heard the question. Special interest groups in Washington and lobbyists bother them. Lobbyists aren't bad people. Special interest groups are not bad people. But guess what? They're corrosive. People who accept money from them aren't bad people, but it's human nature. You go out, Lynn, and bundle $250,000 for me, all legal, and then you call me after I'm elected and say, Joe, I'd like to come and talk to you about something. You didn't buy me, but it's human nature. You helped me. I'm going to say, sure, Lynn, come on in.
And I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to the press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired. This is not about me. It's not about my son. There's not a shred of evidence there's anything done that's wrong. This is the guy that's unhinged. He is unhinged. I know what occurred in Ukraine. I know what occurred in terms of China. I know what occurred in terms of Russia. He does not want to run against me. That's what this is about.
Excuse me, there's a photo of you golfing with your son Hunter and his business partner Devin Archer. Do you stand by your statement that you did not discuss any of your son's overseas business?
Yes, I stand by that statement.
How was your role as vice president in charge of policy in Ukraine, in your son's job in Ukraine? How is that not a conflict of interest?
It's not a conflict of interest. There's been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else. Period. I'm not gonna respond to that. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing, that no president has ever done. No president.
If you had, right now you're talking about this and you're saying that you're only going to talk about the facts, right? How do you prevent this, though, from being a burden to your candidacy, as everybody here is talking about it and is going to follow you around?
Because the irony of all ironies is you press people are doing your job. You're pointing out when he's flat lying, where there is no evidence, none, not a scintilla, not one little tiny piece. To fight the cancer of corruption.
But then, something strange happened. Just 3 weeks later, a Ukrainian natural gas company, Burisma, accused of corruption, appoints Hunter Biden, seen here in their promotional videos, to their board of directors, paying his firm more than $1 million a year.
The only country where Hunter Biden's business and his father's diplomacy as vice president intersected. It also happened in China.
This video shows Chinese diplomats greeting Vice President Biden as he arrived in Beijing in December of 2013. Right by his side, his son Hunter. Less than 2 weeks later, Hunter's firm had new business, creating an investment fund in China involving the government-controlled Bank of China. With reports, they hope to raise $1.5 billion.
Call with the National Security Staff of the Office of the Vice President in February of 2015, I raised my concern that Hunter Biden's status as a board member would create the perception of a conflict of interest.
How the Obama-Biden State Department had prepared you to answer questions about Burisma and Hunter Biden specifically. You recall that?
Yes.
Out of thousands of companies in the Ukraine, the only one that you recall the Obama-Biden State Department preparing you to answer questions about was the one where the Vice President's son was on the board. Is that fair?
Yes. Wow. Come on, man.
What do you do over there?
So
When did I say I was coming?
you said in the next 6 months you'll be able to determine.
What I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is if the rest of the world reacts to them.
And in that press conference, after sitting down with you for several hours, he denied any involvement in cyber attacks. So how does that account to a constructive meeting as President Putin?
You don't understand that, you're in the wrong business.
I was about to use the phrase pragmatic diplomacy, and then we've got a somewhat, I think the president got his back up there a little bit, Casey, about he was trying to basically be above it. So it's just an interesting posture. I viewed it at one point, I wrote Professor Biden because I thought, like, look, he is who he is. You know, we know where we stand. I think I know where he stands. We express this. I still believe in this one-on-one. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to go great, and we'll see what happens, right?
I'm not confident of anything.
We'll see what happens.
I'm just stating the fact. I'm not confident of anything.
They're really showing themselves to do really well.
So how does that account to a constructive meeting as President Putin?
You don't understand that, you're in the wrong business.
Is the summit with China?
That's supposed to, cheese.
He's a good man, even though he's an immigrant.